So what we're going to make today is we're going to make peanut butter marshmallow squares, and what we'll need is a half a cup of butter or margarine, depending on what you prefer, 1 cup of peanut butter, which I have here, the 300 grams of butterscotch chips, which I have here, and about 200 grams of marshmallows, which I have here, and 11 by 13 pan. So I'm going to make those, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the stove. So get yourself a pot, and let's get ready. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn it on to about low temperature for we don't burn the butter, or we don't make it too hot because we don't want it too hot. So I do have a cup of peanut butter, which I use crunchy because I like the crunchy peanut butter, and I have the half a cup of margarine, or I'm using butter, and I have the butterscotch chips. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in this pot, and we're going to mix it until the butterscotch chips are melted, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So once you put it all in there, you're going to constantly be stirring it because you don't want it to burn, and that's what will happen. It'll stick, it'll get gross, it'll just not be good. So you're going to constantly stir it. As you can see, it's already starting to melt, which means I'm going to turn my temperature down just a tiny little bit to 3 now, because you don't want it too hot, because you're going to have to cool it anyway, just because you don't want to add the marshmallows into it until it's been cooled a bit. So we don't want it to get too hot anyway. So keep stirring it. I'm going to fast forward to when it's melted and show you what it's going to look like. So this is the pan that I'm going to use to put my marshmallow squares in. And you do need to grease it, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to use the butter here. And you just take it and you just use the foil to rub it on. Too much. Just pick it up and you just rub it over, and it works better with paper towel, but I'm going to show you what it looks like once I grease it. Hold on. As you can see, it's completely greased now, so you need to do this so it doesn't stick and it's easy to get out. As you can see, it's starting to melt very nice. And it's not quite done yet, but it is melting very nicely. So I'm glad we took the opportunity to grease the pan while this was melting, because it's on a low temperature, and constant stirring in a non-stick pot definitely prevents that as well. So just going to skip forward to when it's ready to have the marshmallows. As you can see, it's melted now, except for the little chunks, the chunky peanut butter. So I'm going to take it off the heat, and I'm going to show you. Probably wait about 4 or 5 minutes, and then you're going to add in your marshmallows. Okay, so now that it's cooled off some, we're going to add in our marshmallows, which is about 200 grams. And then once you add in your marshmallows, you're going to stir it up, making sure it's all covered in the sauce. And then once it's all mixed up nice and thoroughly like that, you're going to put it in your grease pan. So I'm going to just skip next to when I put it in the pan. So it's time to put it in the pan. So what you're going to do is you're just going to move it from the pot into the pan and flatten it down with your spatula once you have it all in there. And then it will go in the fridge. So I'm going to put the rest of this in there and show you what it looks like once it's all in there. So this is what it will look like when you put it in your pan. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the fridge because it needs to set now, because it is very soft from being melted. And as you can see, my marshmallows are still the same shape, so they didn't lose their form. So I'm going to put it in the fridge. You can put it in the freezer, it does freeze, and but I'm going to put mine in the fridge because it won't make it to the freezer. So if you like, thanks for watching, subscribe, and have a great day. So this is what your peanut butter marshmallow butterscotch squares will look like when they're set in the oven, or the fridge, ha ha ha. So I'm going to cut a piece for me and my buddy and show you what they look like. So I just cut 2 pieces, and let me tell you, they're fucking delicious.